I'm super excited about today's video. This is the first pay it forward video I've done in a long time. I'm here in the town of Mae Suriang, which is one of the major stops on the Mae Hong Son Loop, where a lot of motorbike tourists go when they're up here in northern Thailand. But this is just where our journey begins. We're going off-road 2 hours into the mountains. We're gonna see how the hill tribes live, learn about some of the challenges that they face, particularly with education, and we're gonna meet a group of people that are performing miracles. It's not easy to get in there, and I called my old buddy Sean, and he explained what the first part of the adventure would be like.
You're going to go into a four-wheel drive I think about 4 hours after you leave Chiang Mai. You're going to head off-road. And you'll be going through, most probably floodwaters, raging rivers, hills that don't have actual really good roads. So you might get stuck in the mud. It's better that you experience it and see it. Anyone that I've sent to go up comes back and they're totally 100% sold on this being the most valuable project they could spend their time on.
So that was our ride up here. It's been 10 hours since we left Chiang Mai, and we're only about 300 kilometers from Chiang Mai. The last 23 kilometers took us 4 hours to get in here. And as hard as it was for us to arrive in this village, it made me immediately think about life here. Like what is daily life like? Just to go from one village to the next was 20 minutes, a half hour, hard drive, roads that can be washed out in rainy season. So what is it like for them to live here on a daily basis? The people who live here are native to the area and members of the Karen tribe. They've been here for generations. In every valley is another small village, most with no more than 10 houses, 10 families, cut off from the world. No hospital, no internet, no telephone. I wondered about the kids who live here and the challenges they face in getting a basic education.
กว่าจะไปถึงโรงเรียนต้องยากลำบากมากเลยค่ะก็คิดถึงนะคะน้ำตาไหลหนูกลัวมากเลยค่ะความรู้สึกหนูอยากร้องไห้มากเลยค่ะคิดถึงพ่อแม่ค่ะแต่หนูก็สู้ค่ะเพราะว่าพ่อแม่หนักกว่าทำงานหนักกว่าหนูเยอะค่ะหนูก็พยายามไปให้ถึงค่ะหนูก็ตั้งใจเรียนค่ะเพราะก่อนไปโรงเรียนพ่อแม่จะบอกหนูตลอดว่าให้ลูกตั้งใจเรียนเพื่อมีอนาคตที่ดีกว่าค่ะไม่อยากให้เป็นเหมือนพ่อแม่ค่ะหนูว่าดีใจค่ะที่มีพ่อถึงจะไม่รวยแต่หนูก็มีพ่อที่อบอุ่นครอบครัวที่อบอุ่นค่ะก็มีความสุขค่ะพ่อจะอบรมสั่งสอนหนูตลอดเลยค่ะจะให้หนูพยายามมากกว่าคนอื่นค่ะแบบตั้งใจเรียนศึกษาให้หนูเรียนต่อเรียนสูงเรียนให้จบและเป็นครูเป็นหมอนี่คือสิ่งที่พ่ออยากให้หนูเป็นค่ะหนูก็มีความสุขนะคะที่ได้เกิดมาเป็นลูกพ่อหนูขอบคุณพ่อค่ะ
Being in here this deep, it feels like these are people who've been forgotten and left behind by the rest of the world, given no chance at a different future. But there's a group of people who are changing that. Back in 1981, a couple from Norway named Ingvar and Karen Andreasen moved to Thailand with their 2 small children. They immediately started helping local communities like this, and they've been doing it for the past 41 years straight. And their son Michael, living in Thailand since he was just 3 years old, has dedicated his entire life to helping these forgotten communities.
My name is Michael Andreasen. I'm from Norway originally. I run an organization called iCare Thailand Foundation.
I just want to understand what life is like here when you get this deep in, and what are some of the challenges and stuff?
So for the kids and the people who live in the village of Salat Jiang Tong, where we're at right now, life is not easy. There's no phone signal, there's no internet. So if you have a health emergency, you're really on your own. Unfortunately, a lot of people in this area, they don't go to the hospital until it's really late in the game. And a lot of fatalities are people who are trying to make it to the hospital and pass away somewhere along the way.
But what about schools? Well, they're few and far between in these remote areas. I'm in a central village that's lucky enough to have one, but this small school is the only one to service kids for hours in all directions.
Education is a whole different ballgame up here compared to the rest of the country. Now, even though the 11 villages that send kids to this school are not far, the furthest one is 10 kilometers away. If you can imagine 10 kilometers over very rough, not even roads, but trails through the jungle, that can take you up to 3-4 hours to do. And there's not really any way you can expect primary age kids like these guys to be able to do that on a daily basis.
And so all doors then from that point kind of remain closed to them and potential futures they could have?
Life is really difficult if you do not know how to read and write. If you don't have a high school diploma, really your only options are to stay on the farm and to continue the life that your parents, your grandparents, and your forefathers have lived without any hope of advancement, any hope of progress, any hope of helping your children, your family, have a future.
It's estimated that over 1 million school-age kids in Thailand are not in school, and the biggest challenge is right here in these hill tribe communities. Michael and his team have been working hard for years to change this. So we know the walk's tough, but Michael, how are you solving this?
It's real simple, Chris. Build a dorm. That's what you do.
And this is what we're standing
in front
of?
And this is dormitory number 18. That's got 40 kids in there. That's 40 kids that are studying. It's not complicated. It's not rocket science. You build a dorm.
It's amazing to think of the impact that such a simple solution can have. The 18 dorms that iCare has built have provided a home for over 2,300 children so far. That's 2,300 young kids who are usually the first in their family's history to have access to schooling. And who do we got behind us
Here we have
guys?
Fantastic people. These are the principals of the dorms of iCare.
So how many kids at each of your schools? 90?
Yeah.
145
Wow.
100 คน
100 คน, 100 kids. 156.
Wow.
63.
So between these 5 guys, we're talking about 500 kids that are getting educated out here in the deepest stretches of northern Thailand, and these guys dedicate their lives to it, and it's pretty amazing.
It's an amazing thing. Yeah.
Nice work. Yeah. As the countdown to the ribbon cutting began, I looked around and it felt like more than just a countdown to the newest dormitory being officially opened. It was mothers, fathers, grandparents, all counting down to a new future with new dreams for their kids.
Today's a fantastic day. Today we're so excited because finally the dormitory that we built here at Pieng Luang is open. We've had a few delays, there's been COVID, there's been things like that going along, but finally now the kids here of these villages can have a home to stay at this school without having to walk, without having to get back and forth, without having to miss months of school because of the rains. So now they can stay here, they can learn, they can have a future.
Have you guys worked out who's sleeping
จอง
where
หรือยัง
yet?
ว่าใครนอนห้องไหนเตียงไหนจองกันหรือยังยังไม่ได้คุยกันตกลงจะเอายังไงไปเอายิงชุบเหรอ
And how old are you
ก็
guys?
ถามว่าอายุเท่าไหร่มั่ง15
15.
16 16 15
Pa?
He wants to be a policeman ให้เป็นตำรวจ
Nice. Right on.
แล้วคนนี้อยากเป็นอะไรอะไรนะช่างไฟ He wants to be an electrician
Ah,
แล้วคนนี้แหละอยากเป็นอะไร He wants to be a soldier
policeman's electrician and a soldier. All right. Well, good luck, guys. Yeah.
เขาบอกว่าโช
Good
ค
luck.
ดี
Have
สู้ๆนะครับ
yeah. Have.
เด็กทุกคนตบมือให้เพื่อนเราหน่อย
On top of building the dormitories, we were also able to bring in 3 truckloads of school supplies and clothing and things that they need here. Ricard, a young Swedish man, came in and helped fix some of the bicycles that had previously been donated. But what they were most excited about today was that we found a way to bring in and keep cold some delicious ice cream. The kids told us that this was the first time they'd seen ice cream in over 10 months. It's remarkable how such a little amount of money can help so many people here. iCare also offers scholarships that are needed to help many of these families who simply can't afford to lose the help of their children at home. These scholarships are only 500 baht a month, which is $14. In a village where the average wage is only $30 a month, though, this is all it takes to offer these kids an education and a chance at a different future. So I mentioned at the start of the video the word miracles. It's a word Michael used with me, and it really is a miracle. It's a miracle that Michael found this calling for himself. It's a miracle that these kids now have access to a formal education. There you go. And it's a miracle how little it takes to help. I wanted to use this YouTube channel to help, and thanks to all of you, we were able to offer 15 scholarships for a full year. To show their appreciation, the mothers offered us gifts they spent days making, and the kids offered handwritten notes of thanks.
Thank you so much, iCare, that give me money, and I will buy socks and shoes. And the other part, I will give it to my mom, because if I don't have this scholarship, I will be very difficult in my life. I have a lot of difficulties because I have many brothers and sisters. I will be a very good student. Wow. Nice. You see?
Beautiful. So her daughter's now top of the class. A year ago she wasn't
Not in school. She wasn't in school. She was just going to the farmyard with her mom. And we met her and we talked to the mom, and she's in school now. I'm just so happy to see her here, still in school, doing well, going crazy. It's fantastic.
I ended the night chatting with a few local teachers who themselves were former iCare scholarship students, and if these girls don't inspire you, I don't know what will. So we've seen all the great work being done, but now it's time to show some real success stories. Who do we have here?
แก้มค่ะ
Gam.
Gam?
ชื่อหมูค่ะ
Timo.
ค่ะ
She studied here from kindergarten to 6th grade.
Okay, and what do you do now?
ตอนนี้เป็นครูค่ะกลับมาสอนที่โรงเรียนเดิมค่ะ
So she is a teacher and she's back at the school that she studied at before.
Wow, and were they part of, did they stay in a dorm of eye
แล้ว
cares?
ตอนนั้นอยู่หอหรือยังไง
อยู่
ครับ
หอค่ะ
Yes,
อยู่
they
ห
were
อ
in a dormitory.
ได้ทุนมานะคะแล้วก็ได้ช่วยแม่ทำบ้านให้แม่อะค่ะ
And she was able to use the scholarship not only to go to university, but also to help her mom get a house and to start have a place to live.
ค่ะตอนนี้นี่ชีวิตดีขึ้นกว่าเมื่อก่อนเยอะอยู่ค่ะ
And she said her life is very much better
ไม่
than
ต้อง
it was
กินข้าว
before.
ไหม้แล้วนะ
She doesn't have to eat the burnt rice anymore.
ค่ะแล้วก็เมื่อก่อนนี่ข้าวเป็นสีแดงอะตอนนี้ไม่ต้องกินสีแดงก็ได้กินสีขาวแล้วค่ะ
โอ้โห
สมัยก่อนจะเป็น
ค่ะ
ข้าว
แล้วก็
ข้าวพม่า
เมื่อก่อนนี่ไม่มีกับข้าวดีๆนะคะ มาโรงเรียนนี่พี่ชายบอกพี่ชายเอาเขาว่ากล้วยดิบเลยค่ะ
ครับ
กล้วยดิบนี่เอาไปเผาแล้วก็ให้กินกับข้าวอะ มีทุกอย่างเลย
So the
ค่ะ
only so she said now they don't have to eat the red rice anymore, which is the cheapest rice. They can eat the good white rice. And before they didn't really have anything to eat with the rice, but then now they actually have something to eat with it.
I'm curious how they feel like they grew up walking to school so far, now they're teaching at the school. How does that make them
มี
feel?
ความสุขค่ะ ค่ะได้กลับมาที่โรงเรียนเดิมค่ะที่เราเคย
กับความรู้สึกตอนนั้นนะ
ใช่
ความรู้สึกตอนนั้นนี่คือแบบตอนนั้นนี่คือแบบท้อเนาะพอ
So
มา
she
ตอนนี้
said-
คือแบบ
So she said at that time she felt like giving up. It was so tough. It was so difficult. But she feels proud to be back here today. And she says, "เมื่อกี้พูดอะไรนะแต่ไม่ทันนะพูดอะไร
ตอน
รู้สึกอะไร
นั้นเหรอคะ
ไม่รู้สึกอะไรสิ่งจะมาสอน
ตอนนี้นี่รู้สึกดีใจ
And
ค่ะ
she's
มีความ
happy.
สุขค่ะ
She's full of joy and happiness that she can help.
มันกับ
เหมือน
เรา
ได้สถาบัน
ได้กลับมาทดแทนให้กับ
And she
โรงเรียน
gets
ด้วย
and she gets to return to the school to the teachers what they did for her before.
มันกับว่าโรงเรียนนี่เป็นโรงเรียนแรกที่ให้โอกาสเรานะ
And
คะ
this was the school that gave us the opportunity, and now she's back here today. She wants to give a message to your viewers in Karen.
แล้วถ้าคนแต่เนาะโอ้มือเชื่อไปว่ากันแรกมูลนิธิไอแคร์ก็กระเด็นเลอให้มาจะแบบปราบโจนเนาะให้เราแบบปหอพักเลยมาเลยผู้สาวนิโอและปูเนาะนิมีก็คือมือคือก็กันเนาะเดาดิซอปากระจายอยู่เนาะก็ช่วยว่าแบบมูลนิธิเราชอบดาตากันแล้วคุมไม่ขึ้นเนาะแล้วไปให้ดื้อสัญญาณแบบแต่การในบ้านเนาะที่มีที่เลือดประจุวันเนาะเดาเลือวัตถุเจเนาะเอาไปแล้วมาจะแบบว่าสิว่าจิบลิจิผัวเนาะเดากระจายก็ช่วยว่าแบบอะต่อมูเนาะแล้วตาเลตาเกียมีเกียเลยอันเดอร์อันโลมีเกียแล้วพัวลีมีเกียเจเนาะตับลือ
She said that I'd like to thank Eye Care Thailand Foundation for giving us a dorm, for giving us a place to stay that is beautiful and great for the kids to stay and to live, scholarships, and not only that, her village, which is the one down the road. We're building another dorm in the village of Watu, and so she'd like to say thank you for that. May God bless and protect and keep us everywhere we go in our life, in our family, and may God go with us. Basically, that's what she said.
That night, the village hosted a celebration for us, and they told us that it was the biggest event to happen there in 10 years. They served up a feast, and the locals came from near and far to ask Michael if Eye Care could offer help in their village next.
So we're trying to just do our best to get each and every one of these guys in school.
Being there, experiencing this, it was life-changing. These people don't sit around feeling sorry for themselves. They live with joy. They carry on. And all they're asking for is an opportunity to be educated. So I used the word miracle earlier in the video. I want to go back to that. It's a miracle that Michael's dad came here 30, 40 plus years ago. It's a miracle that Michael continued on with his dad's work to the point where they're impacting so many lives, so deep in the rural northern Thailand. It's a miracle that Sean, my buddy in Phuket, is doing what he's doing, introduced me to Michael. Bob and Paula, shout out to the camera crew for this video, a couple of subscribers. it's just for all of these things to come together. And then to have you guys, the Retired Working For You community out there, fueling it, supporting it, truly feels like a miracle. And I encourage you to learn more about Michael and iCare. I've left a link. If you guys want to keep fueling the Pay It Forwards directly, thank you to everyone who's used the Living Waters portal, the Retired Working For You donation portal. I'll leave a link to that below as well. But just by watching, just by learning about this with me, you guys are part of the solution. So thanks a lot. I'll see you soon.